So we've already seen the cross product. When you take the cross product of two vectors, of two vectors, you're going to get this thing here. Well, this thing here is this vector here. And we've already seen that this vector here is always perpendicular to the plane, to the u. It's always perpendicular, so this is 90 degrees, and it's always perpendicular to v, so it's 90 degrees here. We've already seen this, but in this video, my aim is to show you that u cross v will be different from v cross u, because u cross v. So you start at u, and then you travel to v. So you're sweeping through this angle to get to v. V cross u would be u starting at v, and then you sweeping through this angle to get to u. You see, u cross v will give you a result that's in this direction, but u cross v won't give you this in this direction. It will give you it in this direction here. So in this video, we're going to try and develop a way of identifying the direction. So for example, if I were to give you, let's say this is your x, y, and z here. If I were to say what the cross product of, let's say this is vector I, this is vector I hat, cross this is j, so this vector here is j. So which direction will it? So from here you're traveling from I to j. So you're traveling in this direction. Will it go up or will it go down? You see, it's quite hard to identify. In order for you to identify which direction, you will have to use the right hand rule. So the right hand rule is you get your right hand, and then you point in the direction of your first vector. So in this case, you get your right hand. We start at u, so point in the direction of u. And if you look at this, hang on, your right hand will be able to curl your fingers in this direction. You can't curl your fingers in this direction because it's your right hand. Your thumb is here. You can curl your fingers in this direction, but not in the other one. So to identify the direction, you point it in the direction of u, and then you point your fingers in the direction of v. So if you look at this, hang on. So you point your fingers in the direction. Sorry, you point your whole right hand in the direction of u, and then you point your fingers in the direction of v. And then whichever direction your thumb is pointing, that will be the direction of the vector. So in the case of v cross u, you point your fingers you point your whole hand in the direction, in the direction of v. You notice that your fingers can curl in this direction, but not in this direction because it's your right hand. You see, if you start at v now, you can't really curl your fingers towards u, because here it's saying you've got to curl from v to u. But then using your right hand, you can't really. If you point your right hand in the direction of v, because you have to, it starts at v. But then you can't curl it towards u. The only way you can do that is to turn your right hand upside down, and then if you turn your hand upside down, your thumb won't be pointing up; it will be pointing down. So hang on, let me clear this. It's hard to talk and animate at the same time, so forgive me. So v cross u, you start at v, so you point your right hand in the direction of v. In order for you to curl towards u, you have to turn your right hand upside down. If you turn your hand upside down, your thumb will be pointing this direction. So v cross u would result in your thumb pointing in this direction. So use your right hand to identify the direction. So let me give you an example. So in this case, let's do this vector here. I is this thing here. I is 1, 0, 0, and j is 0, 1, 0. So this is your, hang on, bear with me. This is your I here. This is your J here. This is your J here. So hang on. So bear with me. So I cross J would be, so this is your I, this is your J. So using your thumb now, to identify the direction of the resulting cross product, you have to get your hand pointed in the direction of I hat. So point in this direction. So imagine you getting your right hand pointing in this direction. Your thumb will be facing up, and then if you use your right hand, you can actually curl your fingers towards J. So your thumb is pointing up. So this here should be in the direction of K. Okay, so let's just try and work it out. So this is your I, this is your J. First one would be you looking at I, and then discard the horizontal, discard the vertical, and just look at this. So looking at this would be that. Look at J. J, discard the horizontal, discard the vertical. So just look at this, which will be this, because 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0. And then looking at K, discard these two, just look at this, and then this times this, take away this times this will be 0, and then this times this, and then take away this times this, that will be 0, and then this times this, take away this times this, that will be 1. So your answer here is K. So K will be in this direction, which makes sense. If you use your right hand rule, point your right hand in this direction, and then you can curl your fingers in this direction, and then your thumb will automatically point upwards. So you know the resulting cross product must be in the upward direction. So let's give you another example. So in this case, you start at J. So you start at J, and then you sweep through this angle to get to I. So if you get your right hand and point it in the direction, so this is your right hand here, this is your thumb here. So you see, because it's your right hand, you can curl your fingers in this direction easily, but you can't curl it in the other direction, which is what you want, I. So the only way you can curl it from J to I, you see currently with your right hand, if you point it in the direction of J, you can curl it in this direction, but you can't curl it in this direction. So you have to turn your hand upside down. If you turn your right hand upside down, your thumb will be pointing downwards. So in this case, it should be minus K. So let's put it to the test. So we want J to cross with, we want this vector here to cross with this vector here. Well, this vector here would be this one here. Let me think. No, so this we want this vector here to cross with this one here. So so our starting vector would be in this one here, which would be this vector here. Yeah, and then cross it with this vector. Well, this vector would be this one here, which is 1 0 0. So this vector, cross it with this vector, it will then be this. So now let's try and compute it. Start with I, discard, look at this, and then jump to the J, discard, look at this, jump to K, discard, look at this, and then blah blah, and then you can see is this times this, take away this times this will be 0. This times this, take away this times this will be 0. And then come this one, this times this will be 0. Take away this times this will be 1. So you can see that's where the minus 1 comes from. And then you can see it's minus 1 in the K direction, so it must be pointing down. Okay, so use your right hand to identify the direction. Okay.